Hi, I'm Robert. I'm going to work with Corrina today on some low back pain. We're going to go over some gentle low back stretches, simple sort of yoga poses, a lot of it passive, laying down on her back. This is easy, comfortable work that nearly anyone can do at home. You can follow along at your own pace as we guide you through working on low back pain. We'll go ahead and have Corrina lie down on her back in a way that feels comfortable to her. Does it feel better for you typically if you have your knees up like this? From here, I'm going to have her engage in just some simple mobilization that I often call windshield wiper. She just has her arms a little bit to the side, and then this allows her to have her legs slide to one side, slide to the other. I'm trying to get her to mobilize her lumbar spine and lumbar paraspinal muscles. I'm trying to find out where she feels tension when she moves side to side, and you feel it more on the right is what you're pointing to. Does it feel better when you pull your legs out to the left?
Yeah, it's not as tense.
Okay. So now that we've pinpointed that right side is bothering her a bit more, I'm going to have her bring her legs over to the left on the next pass. I want her to hang out and stack her body in a way that feels comfortable so she can continue to lengthen, to pull, to stretch through that area. She's already started to change her leg position slightly just to be able to lengthen that. And I want to do this in a way that feels maybe intense, but certainly not painful. You have to go slowly at your own pace. Often I will get questions about whether this sort of work is safe for someone who's had spinal fusions. They've had lumbar disc issues, surgeries. So long as you've healed from those surgeries, your range of motion might be different. We're never going to bend titanium with a light, gentle stretch. What we will be able to do is move, lengthen, stretch, and use soft tissue above and below that fusion. This is safe for most people, even if your range, your twist, your motion might not be quite as deep as what Corrina is doing here. Aha. You like that right there? Okay. So if you hold right here, you like your knee being at that height. Okay. Now what happens if I pull from here? Good. I'm thinking it's a little more QL, which is a large muscle they call the hip hiker. It attaches along the pelvis and into the lower ribs. This junction, this soft spot right here in the low back is the meeting spot between the two. How's that?
That was really good.
There we go. Now, can I hold that without pulling you over? There we go. Now breathe for me. Corrina and I have had all sorts of discussions about yoga, massage, yoga therapy, the distinctions and lines between all of those. I don't really live in those boxes. All I do is keep working on people and try to help them and let them decide what they want to call it. How's that? Now, up towards the head or down towards the feet?
Down.
Down, okay. If I give you this pressure here, how's that? There we go. Big in breath. And I'm going to slowly let her release and unwind. Back into just the same position she was in. I just wanted to see what the difference is now that we've added that manual assist, that little piece. She could have easily done that to herself. It's going to be a little bit different. Some of you won't have someone at home walking you through the same way, but I want to give you some options that are both collaborative and stuff you can do on your own. How's the knee over here? It's fine. Do you want to unwind and see what the other side feels like now? and generally just not as tight.
So I'm actually still feeling it on the right side.
Yep.
And
Does it make it worse, or you just notice it?
I just notice it.
Okay.
Like when I did the other leg, I felt it really strongly here. Now I don't really feel very much on the left. But
So
I still feel that little spot on the right.
roll back to your center. We're going to give you an assist. You can use this at home easily in the QL, in the lumbar spine, just above the iliac crest, not on bone. Go ahead and lift up your low back for me. Now we're going to find your low back. I'm actually going to push this a little bit to your right, and then slowly as you come down, is it just above your pelvis? Just above this ridge on your low back. Now do the same twist that way. Now it's going to press into that same junction I was kind of grabbing on earlier. I want to see if that compression through the area helps engage that thing that was causing you a little discomfort.
Definitely doesn't hurt now when I do it.
Okay.
It feels really good.
So she says it doesn't hurt when I do it now. Good. Intense, meaning you stretch a muscle and you go, ooh, I'm very aware of my arm. I'm very aware of my deltoid, my bicep. That's fine. We don't want it to cause pain. And as she leans in more, how is it? Let's go even more.
I guess I can try.
So when you go in, you don't feel that discomfort anymore, but you can definitely feel where that's pressing into your side. There you go. Now from there, do you want more twist than that, or are you just stacking in a way that feels comfortable?
It feels like I don't twist as much on this side.
Okay.
Like this is
So if I give you an assist right here, how's that? Okay. If I give you an assist here where you lengthen your arm down, how's that?
feels really good.
There we go. Now, she can just as easily do this on her own by mobilizing her own arm. I just find that passive is really nice when she has someone like me here to assist that, to be able to give her just a bit more awareness. When we do this, if she was not using the towel and I was not here, she'd be in the same basic position, but she wouldn't get the pressure into QL. She wouldn't get the pressure at the wrist, the shoulder, and along her sacrum where my foot is. She's got multiple points of contact. At any point, she can toggle between those depending on what she wants to feel. I've taken the arm and the shoulder out. I've still got the foot. Now, if I go down towards the tailbone or up towards the head? Okay. If I go down towards the tailbone, I'm going to slide in just so I can assist. There we go. Get some good pressure before I start to slide right there. Big in breath. Small position changes, small nuance in mobility. What I want you to feel is the good morning stretch. I want you to wake up and go, ooh, right, there. That, to me, is what a yoga practice does when you're trying to relax muscles and remove tension. I'm going to slowly take off that last piece, which was the foot compression. And as she settles back in, we get to see what position she might want to move into, if she wants to come out of that or stay in position. Okay, and then lift up for me, and I'll take this guy out for a second. She'll lift up and engage so I can slide it out. Now, what do you feel?
Really good.
Good. I'll take really good. Go ahead and pull your knees towards your chest. And let me know how that feels on your low back.
It feels really good.
Feels really good. Okay. Now, if she did this for a while, her arms would start to get tired. Can you actually hook the crook of the elbow a little bit closer there? Is it comfortable for you to hold that way? I don't want her to create too much hand or wrist tension. Some people, if you're like me, it'll be a little bit of a struggle at first to get up this tight and closed in. Everybody's range of motion is a bit different. To give her an assist, in this case, because I am here, the other option is if your arms get tired, you could scoot your bottom all the way against a wall so that your feet were on the wall. I'm going to give her the assist, and in my case, the assist looks like this. If I come in right, let me see if I can get the height right. Right in there. Corrina, how's that?
Feels really good.
Is it too much on your low back?
It's a little much in like my mid back.
Okay, what if I do right there?
Yeah.
Now, can you let your arms go? There you go. The reason you would have an assist like this, or move yourself up against a wall, is it's going to give Corrina a little bit of resistance, and she's going to be able to let her legs relax as much as they can in position, in addition to the arms. The arms now are completely in Shavasana mode, completely relaxed. Do you need more pressure up towards the head, Corrina, or do you mean to back off a little bit?
I'll back off a little.
Okay, how's that right there?
That's good.
There we go. What if I give you some back and forth? I'm giving Corrina an assist with my legs and knees, but if Corrina were against a wall, she could begin to play with this range of motion. To give you a better idea, I'm going to back off just a little bit to right there. Corrina, how's that? Now, comfortably and slowly, can you press your feet into my legs? And then do you see how it changes the position of your hips, your pelvis, your lumbar spine? What feels best to you?
Moving in and out of that.
There you go. So for her, she says that moving in and out of it feels best. 9 times out of 10, when a student tells me something feels better, I say it is better. She's doing 2 things. She's strengthening muscles by using them, and we're putting her in a unique position which allows her to access muscle in an area that was tight so she can unwind tension. I don't make any judgments about people's range of motion, their mobility, their amount of pain. I just try to help them with pain using yoga as a way to access. Now, she automatically rolled her legs out. Can you roll them out for me? If I keep you here, how's that?
Feels really good.
Now, if she were against the wall, again, same basic idea. I'm just here as an assist because as I saw that she naturally wanted her legs to go out, it gives her a little bit of resistance to be able to stretch, lengthen deep down into her hips. And slowly, I'm going to back out. She can have her legs back down in sit-up position if that feels best. Now, from here, Corrina, can you pull the bottoms of your feet together? And can you let your legs roll open? There we go. Now, from here, you can pull your heels closer to your bottom, or you can move the heels further away. There's no judgment about your hip mobility or positioning, but she's able to get a new hip position while giving length to the adductors, which are muscles on the insides of the thigh. Is it too much, Corrina?
After a couple of seconds, it's a
Okay.
little intense.
So
but it
move
does
so move the
feel
feet.
really good.
Move the feet a little bit further away, maybe, and tell me how that feels.
That feels really good.
There we go.
Stay there.
It might have been just a little bit too much in the adductors, so when she shifted position, it changed the area of focus that it was giving length to those muscles. It's never for me a judgment. You can raise this arm if you need to. I can scoot out. It's never a judgment about her range of motion, her flexibility. The challenge I have as a teacher is I'm trying to help you at home work on yourself. When I'm helping you work on yourself, I can't give you a rote sequence because the sequence won't fit your body. But if I can teach you about mobility, about intensity, and about not experiencing pain, I can usually do a very soft, gentle yoga class to help people unwind and release tension. And knees backing up, sit up position again. Then lengthen both legs out on the floor and tell me how that feels on your low back now.
Feels really good.
Good.
I don't feel any of that little like tension that I sometimes feel.
Okay. Now, if you had a choice, would you lift this leg and have it go towards the cameras, or would you lift the other and have it come towards me?
I guess I'd lift my right.
Okay, so lift that guy for me, bend at the knee, have it roll over like you're doing a twist there, and I'm going to scoot out of the way again. There we go. Now, how's the pressure where you're making contact with the mat?
It feels fine.
Feels fine?
I'm just kind of feeling that.
You feel this over
this
here.
spot right
Okay,
here.
so here's what I want you to do. Unwind that. We're going to take our roll again, but this time we're actually going to use it in the gluteals. I want to see if she can use just this little bit of pressure to put some compression into her gluteal. I'm going to have her lift. It's going to be only halfway. It's going to hit about around her tailbone and then come over. As she lengthens this leg out and comes over, tell me if that's pressing into your gluteal.
Yes.
There we go. Is it too much?
It's a little intense, interestingly.
Okay. Do we need to make it more broad?
It feels pretty good when I
Okay.
roll around.
There you go. So she teaches me, and she says, it feels good when I roll back and forth. Now, do you still feel the length on this side?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now she's doubled up. Instead of just feeling length here like she did previously, now she feels compression on the other side, but she can control both simultaneously. She then starts lifting the knee because, and this is what I love, I always love this. You show them one thing, you show them a primary position, and then the students naturally, when they understand what we're doing, they add secondary and tertiary options. They add subtle movement. She stacked weight right there and went, ooh, my keister, right?
Yeah.
She gave me this breath like, ooh, that's intense. It's just a rolled up towel. It's not a tennis ball. It's not as pointed, but it was enough. Now, what happens if you lengthen this leg out? How's that?
Challenging.
Now, what happens if it drapes over almost on my leg just because I was already here?
It feels really good.
Good.
It's intense in the glute, but then now I don't feel this
The back.
spot hurting.
Okay. And after we do this for a minute, we're going to have her switch. I just used my own leg as a prop right here. Tons of options. If she wanted to use this arm, she could do it to herself. I'm just going to use my forearm. If I hook right here, Corrina, down towards the knee or up towards the hip?
I guess up.
Okay. Up towards the hip. Now, down towards the feet or up towards the head? Down towards the feet, right there. There we go. Now, she could just as easily do this with her own hand. You at home watching this can use your own limbs to exert a little bit of input into your nervous system, just some skin stretch, some mobility through here. I'm going to slowly release and back off. She naturally wants to unwind. Ooh. When she stacks weight on the towel is when she gives me that oof, like, ooh, that's intense. Now, she takes the towel out. Do you want to try the other side?
Sure.
And we'll try without the towel so you can get some frame of reference for without. What's the difference? No discomfort.
Straightening the leg is challenging, but it also feels really good. Like maybe I would stack something underneath.
And that was why I had my thigh there. Yeah. There we go. Just to give some additional information, some additional input. What happens if you lift this arm up above your head? Do you prefer that or down by your side?
Actually feels really nice. Really long.
She says, no thinking mind, all feeling. She's like, it feels really nice. She's like, it feels like I'm getting this length through here, and that, from a yoga perspective, is where we increase embodiment. When we're doing a yoga pose, we're doing it with all of our body. But we get a chance to focus our awareness through different areas we feel tension in, because we're trying to release, unwind tissue. We want strong, soft, pliable muscles that can contract when we need them to, relax and unwind when we're at rest. She takes that stretch out, she puts the arm down by the side, she gives a little bit more twist. How's that in there?
I feel like I could fall asleep.
Now, if I turn the palm open and receptive here and the pull down on the shoulder, how's that? There we go. Little small changes just to make her more aware of body position. I'm always going to go back to what makes her feel best. Whatever feels best in my world is best. I'm trying to create a little bit more space, a little bit more mobility, help people with back pain, and sometimes very gentle movements can be extremely profound because it engages the person's parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and relaxation portion of her nervous system, so that when she's at rest, she can relax. She doesn't have to maintain muscle tension because she's actually engaged the portion of her nervous system that controls relaxation itself, is more engaged. And slowly you can roll back to center. And I think both knees towards the chest. When you bring both knees towards the chest, what happens if you make little circles on your sacrum? You just roll. When you make a little circle there on the sacrum, when you at home are doing this, where is the sweet spot? What's the thing that the massage therapist would press in and you go, ooh, right there. Corrina goes in and she stacks, she's mobilizing, she starts to twist her legs because she wants pressure right in that spot. Would you like the towel for some extra? Oh, she can't take it. So, in her case, it might be intense enough for you at home. You might want to add the rolled up towel that may give you just that little bit of extra kinesthetic awareness, that little bit of extra compression to be able to relax, release, and unwind into that area of your gluteals along the sacrum. In Corrina's case, she's rocking back and forth right over that area. She's combining now compression, mobilization, stretch, breathing. This doesn't always look like what people think of as yoga. We haven't done a classical pose. Didn't really focus excessively on like perfect alignment in a pose. But rapidly helping someone with low back pain and teaching Corrina how to work on herself always gave more beneficial clinical outcomes to my yoga students and also to my massage clients, where I was crossing streams between the two practices and seeing that fundamentally we were still just working on the person. As she unwinds and lets her legs go back to either sit-up position or with her legs out down below her, depends on what feels most comfortable to her. We're going to have her gently move into a 30-second Shavasana, which means she can turn her palms up, arms and shoulders open, receptive. She's going to lengthen her spine on the mat in a way that feels comfortable to her. She stayed in sit-up position because that probably feels better on her pelvis and lumbar spine. Now she's just going to scan her body from her feet to the top of her head like you are at home. I want you to feel, where do you feel tension? And can you breathe into it and feel it relax and unwind? If there's anything residually holding on, you can squeeze, contract, shorten a muscle, and hold it there until it begins to tire, and then you relax, ease, unwind, and let go. As you begin to wake up, you can roll over onto your side, usually the right side, I believe. You can use your hands to lift your torso so you can sit. And once we get seated, if you're anything like me, because we were working on the low back, I'll kind of jostle my knees, legs, hips, and then see how we feel. How's your low back?
It feels really good. Just sitting here like this is easier than when we started.
The whole practice is to give someone tools so they can work on themselves comfortably, with control, consistently. If Corrina had problems with her low back all the time, and she did that just 10, 15 minutes a day, I guarantee you she would get better outcomes. She would have less pain. She would be able to sit for longer periods of time and feel more comfortable and relaxed. Thank you so much for tuning in with me today. If you'd like to do more yoga with us, please download our yoga app. The link is right down below. Namaste.